You're watching KKTV 11 News with Diane Derby, Don Ward, Chief Meteorologist Brian Bledsoe, and Sam Farnsworth with sports. This is KKTV 11 News at 10.
The El Paso County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a service dog.
In fact, she was shot and killed right outside the owner's home in Black Forest. This story is new for you tonight. 11 News reporter Elisa Chin is with us now. She talked to the family the dog belongs to. So Elisa, tell us what happened.
Well, you know, Diane, the family doesn't know why anyone would want her dead. They say that she was being trained to be a service dog, and the family is absolutely heartbroken.
They last saw Safira on October 27th. For 10 days, Jennifer Lind and her family searched tirelessly for her. At first, they believed their German Shepherd was taken, but they eventually found her, shot dead in the corner of their own property in Black Forest.
Just the heartbreak you feel when something like that happens. I never felt pain like that in my life.
Safira's family believes she was targeted. When
we found her, her body was outstretched, kind of like she was running. And the bullet hit her on her right side behind her shoulder. It was definitely meant to kill her. It wasn't an accident.
They tell me she was in training to be a service dog, to help with medical alerts and assist those with disabilities.
We did everything together. So from eating to sleeping, hikes, swimming. I mean, I couldn't even go take a shower without her peeking in, under the curtain to make sure I was still in there.
So now that family is hoping that the sheriff's office can figure out who did this and a possible motive.
Such a mean crime.
It is.
Yeah, all right. Elisa,
Senseless.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
Well, right now, some families are out of their home because of a wildfire. This is in a rural area in northwest Oklahoma. Just devastating to see. The fire started yesterday, but today's high winds made it grow. You can see the homes burning there. Right now, there is no word on a cause.
The name of a construction worker who fell through a roof and died has not been released yet. It happened yesterday at a church on Elkton Drive near Garden of the Gods and I-25 in the Springs. The 21-year-old was doing routine work when he fell.
Well, it's something that many of us don't think about it until we need it. Coming up on 11 News at 10, we're talking about spare tires and why many drivers may discover they don't have one until it's too late.
And still ahead, scammers tricked one man out of hundreds of dollars. How they did it with a bogus promise, so you can be warned. Take a look. All of this mail arrived at the home of one local couple. It all tells them they are big winners. They are not.
Wow.
Maybe you get this stuff.
Well, all you need to do is fill out a receipt and send in $20 to collect millions, right?
Sure.
Well, Betty Sexton explains what happens when you do that in tonight's 11 Call for Action Alert.
The amount of sweepstakes notices delivered to the Enright house is just amazing. Every time they go to their mailbox, Dick and Jean are notified they're big-time winners. $98 million in one, $3 million in another, $2.3 million in a third. Dick admits he never entered any of these contests, so he doesn't understand how he could have won. Yet he's constantly told millions will be sent just as soon as he mails back the $20 or so in taxes and fees.
My wife gave me hell. I sent $20 in.
But Dick didn't stop at just one. He's consistently been mailing back checks to cover prize fees for all these sweepstakes. He didn't know how much he had paid until I added it up. In just 2 months, he sent more than $525 to crooks. I asked him why.
Just to see what would happen.
And what happened?
Nothing. I never heard again. I never got an answer.
Jean tells me she's now taken over the checkbook and she now pays all the bills.
Dick, why don't you throw a $20 bill out in the street and I'll go get it. And you'll be just as far ahead as sending in the $20 and using postage to do it.
I contacted U.S. Postal authorities, and a postal inspector will be getting in touch with the Enrights to see if they can go after the crooks who have been collecting their bogus fees. I also went online to try and stop the mail coming in from the Direct Marketing Association and the credit reporting agencies. It won't eliminate the phony offers, but it will at least cut back on the number of items filling up their mailbox. Betty Sexton, 11 Call for Action.
Well, if you'd like to learn how to opt out of insurance, credit card, and ads from mail order companies, go to kktv.com and head to the Call for Action tab. You'll find links at the bottom of Betty's story. I'm going to do that right now.
Not a bad idea. Well, most of us assume that we have a spare tire in the car, right? But more and more automakers are opting not to include a spare tire as standard equipment. 1 in 3 new cars sold this year does not have a spare tire, but a lot of drivers simply don't know it. Instead, some manufacturers include a tire inflator kit or tires that can be driven to a repair shop without air. Many drivers say they don't feel safe without a spare.
What if I got a flat? I'm on the freeway, I got my grandkids with me, and I got a flat, no spare? Come on, give me a break.
AAA says more than 30 million drivers could be at risk of becoming stranded.
Flights from Pueblo to Denver will start again. It's part of the Federal Essential Air Services program. Great Lakes Airlines will begin service between Pueblo and DIA on Sunday. The airlines will operate single flights Sunday through Friday. That program chose Great Lakes as a replacement carrier for the route after SkyWest stopped Pueblo to DIA flights in June. A one-way ticket ranges from $80 to $240.
Here's something you really don't want to hear. Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning is on the injury list. The injury report today, Sam.
Yeah, he is. Apparently, he's got a bit of a foot problem that's actually been bothering him in the past couple of weeks with the Broncos. Now he's had some treatment up at team headquarters. I'll tell you what Peyton said all about it, though, coming up next. Plus, Cheyenne Mountain and TCA each playing for a spot in the 4A Boys State Soccer Finals. We'll have your scores and highlights coming up next in sports.
Now, KKTV 11 Sports with Sam Farnsworth.
As usual, Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning took the Wednesday practice of the week off. But today, it wasn't necessarily an assigned day off. He appeared on the injury report with a foot injury. Manning did downplay the report by saying, quote, "Who isn't sore in week 10?" End quote. Well, right now, there's no reason to believe Manning won't be in the game on Sunday against the Chiefs. 4A State Soccer, it's the semifinals tonight. Top-seeded Cheyenne Mountain had the first semifinal tonight against Evergreen at Legacy Stadium. Indians found themselves in an early hole. Nice play by the Cougars, put them up 2-0. Cheyenne Mountain answers just before halftime. Luke White wins the 50-50 ball and tucks it into the corner. White did add another in the second half for the Indians, but it just wasn't enough. Evergreen wins the game 4-3. The Classical Academy was in the other semifinal, this one against 11th-seeded Stanley Lake. Nothing could cool off the Titans tonight, not even that snowbank there. 33 seconds into the game, Titus Grant catches the keeper out. There it is, 1-zip TCA. Later in the first half, the Titans earned a penalty kick, and they capitalized. Jaden Bora buries it. The Titans win 4-1. They advance to the title game Saturday morning at 10:30. The Sand Creek girls basketball team went to the state championship game last year, finishing second in the state. They'll be ready soon to make another run behind stars like Leah Davis and Oleana Squires. Now, it's no secret that the Lady Scorpions are led by those two young ladies, and they've been noticed by some big college programs. Today, Davis signed a national letter of intent with Colorado State in Fort Collins, and Squires will be playing at Montana State.
I mean, I am so, really excited, and I really hope to do really well at the school, and I'm just excited but nervous at the same time.
The coach actually told me a story how I didn't return her phone calls at first, and so she was just very persistent in recruiting me, and then now we're here.
Also at Sand Creek today, soccer star Tara Patterson signed a letter of intent to play in the Pac-12 at Washington State University. She'll be getting an early start for the Cougars too.
Well, I'm graduating early from high school at semester, and then the next semester I'm going to be at Washington State. So during the spring I'll be there.
It was a unique day at Palmer High School for NLI signing day. Not only are 3 members there signing from the lacrosse team to play at the Division I level, but all 3 are signed to the same school, Cleveland State, in its first ever season of men's lacrosse.
Very excited. We've been playing since literally day 1 of lacrosse, and to go with some of my best friends is going to be absolutely amazing.
I'm really excited for that part because I'm going to be able to just kind of continue this kind of legacy that I have with my friends at Palmer, and now I get to go to Cleveland State and kind of just keep that relationship going.
I'm really excited. I'm excited that all the work that I've put in over the past couple years has finally paid off.
And not to be left out, track and field athlete Marley Brown became the 4th out of 4 kids in her family to sign a national letter of intent over the year. She is choosing to compete at Colorado State.
I went on a visit there my sophomore year, just unofficial, just kind of look around, hang out with the team and stuff like that. And then later when I was a junior or senior, I kind of got more serious about it and went on official visit, and I just felt like that's where I belonged.
Awesome day for a lot of those kids being able to fulfill their dream of playing college sports.
Let's talk about Peyton for just a second, because he did downplay the potential injury today. Do you think they're worried about him, or is he just a little sore?
He's sore. I mean, 39's not that old, right? But in sports it is. In football, such a physical game, it really is. And he takes a bit of a beating each week. So Coach Kubiak says he thinks it's because they're playing on the artificial surface last week, and that he'll get back into it this week as they go back to their home field.
Back on grass. All right, Sam,
and he said it himself, week 9 or 10, Sam.
Yeah,
who
isn't
going to be sore?
Yeah, there's a lot of sore guys in that locker room every week.
When you get to be 50, you're sore just watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, Sam, thanks very much.
We'll be right back.
A steady warming trend takes shape as we head into the weekend. In fact, Saturday and Sunday are the warmest days out of this whole forecast. Plenty of sun, looks like a great weekend, and then our next storm system moves in here late Monday and into Monday night. Likely some rain and snow with that, but as I said earlier, at this time it doesn't look like a huge deal.
We've been getting spoiled with these weekends, Brian.
Plan some November hiking, right?
Why not? Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Remember, 11 News is your breaking news leader. We hope you have a great night.
Good night.